The story of Guild Wars has to begin with Blizzard Entertainment. Three Blizzard veterans, Mike O'Brien, Patrick Wyatt, and Jeff Strain, who worked on Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, and Battle.net, left the company to form their own studio. Their company was briefly called Triforge Inc., but they soon renamed it to Arenanet, which was acquired by NCSoft 2 years later. Their first release was an MMO, Guild Wars, in 2005. The hype before its release was pretty intense. They were promising no subscription fees, which was a big deal back then since the free-to-play model hadn't been established yet. It eventually settled in with a dedicated fan base and released standalone campaigns as full game releases. The hype surrounding 2012's Guild Wars 2 was almost deafening. The chat in World of Warcraft was buzzing about this game like it was truly the second coming of MMOs. As the beta concluded and release neared, there was a feeding frenzy over the game. Rather than releasing expansion packs every few years as World of Warcraft had, Guild Wars 2 opted instead for a living world storyline. These patches were free so long as you logged in during the time that they were running. These stories really had major ramifications on the world and made major permanent changes to the landscape. They were also the key to Guild Wars 2's success and continued growth. Guild Wars 2 soldiered on, gaining a diehard community. No subscription fee meant that the previous players could come back with no barrier to entry. In 2015, Guild Wars 2 released its first expansion, Heart of Thorns, and on the day of this writing, Arenanet announced a new expansion pack, Path of Fire. Here's all the main physical releases for the Guild Wars series. Let's take a look at what's in each box. This is the original Guild Wars Collector's Edition. First thing on top here is actually my original beta packet, which had a beta disc, an envelope that contained the beta keys, a poster, and a mini strategy guide. This is the Art of Guild Wars hardcover book. One thing Guild Wars is definitely known for is having exceptional art. Voice chat was actually a big deal back then, and Guild Wars came with its own branded headset. I'm actually not going to pull this out of the box because it's kind of a pain to get back in. There's the soundtrack by Jeremy Sewell, which is easily one of the best reasons to pick this up. There's an install guide, a couple of ads, a quick reference sheet, the printed manual, and the game on CD-ROM. The first campaign for Guild Wars released was Factions. The first thing I have in here is a map which doesn't fit in the box. I can't remember if the map actually came with this or if I picked it up somewhere else. It's a little strange though that it doesn't actually fit in there. There's a poster on the other side. There is the Art of Guild Wars Factions art book. Also a kind of weird holographic mouse pad. A quick reference sheet. NCSoft catalog. The game on CD. And the soundtrack CD. The next Guild Wars campaign to come out was Nightfall. First we have the game on DVD, a PlaySmart tips sheet, the quick reference sheet, the catalog, game manual, and underneath this cardboard insert we have a few more goodies. There's a poster, a world map, there's a cardboard stand-up that almost looks like a store display or something. This was weird. And finally, there's an art book. The only true expansion pack Guild Wars had was Eye of the North, which, as far as I know, did not have a big box or collector's edition release. So this is the standard release, which is still sealed. Here's the standard release of Guild Wars 2, which is just pretty much the game on DVD with a simple instruction manual. The collector's edition of Guild Wars 2 is a very large box, and it almost rivals the Skyrim box in size, but not quite. I do love, however, when they leave the boxes open in the front so you can see the statue, so that I don't have to remove it from the box. Underneath there is a heavy metal tin container. Inside this envelope are some gorgeous art prints. Underneath that envelope is a wooden frame for you to put the prints in. There's another print in there, but you can take it out and put whichever of the prints you want in there. Underneath that is the art book and the game on DVD, which as a graphic designer I really appreciate how the two pieces go together like this. Under the game DVD is a Best of Guild Wars 2 soundtrack, also by Jeremy Sewell. I haven't opened this yet because I have the soundtrack, which I'll be showing next. This is the complete Guild Wars 2 soundtrack. The music is absolutely fantastic, and I managed to snag a copy that was signed by Jeremy Sewell himself. Finally, we have the first Guild Wars 2 expansion pack, Heart of Thorns, which did receive a physical release, although most people bought it digitally, so there's not a whole lot of these floating around out there. There's nothing too exciting in here, just a DVD and some simple instructions. And that's it for our look at Arenanet and Guild Wars. Thanks for watching. If you have any memories of playing Guild Wars or are currently playing Guild Wars, leave a message below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe.